If you've been seeing all the ads for medical weight loss, such as compounded semaglutide or compounded tirzepatide, and you're wondering if Remedy Meds is a legit way to get started, then this video is for you. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Alex from A Couple Consumers, where we test, we research, we really take a deep dive into a bunch of wellness brands, and we break it down in a way where we can present it to you to see if it's worth it or not. Today I'm reviewing Remedy Meds. Not from personal use. However, I did go through the quiz. I did end up purchasing the medication. I'm not somebody who needs the medication, so I did ask for my money back. They did give it to me, which was great. But I also interviewed one of their higher ups in the company of Remedy Meds. I just wanted to kind of get a good feel of who it's for, who might want to try it, and if it's right for you. If you ever wanted to learn more, you can visit coupleconsumers.com, where you'll see the entire interview all written out in a single blog post. It's very easy read. It's not one of those really long ones. You can kind of head over there and kind of see the details of the questions that I asked and the details of the answers I was given, again, from the Remedy Meds team. The link to the blog post will be in the description box, as well as the link to go to Remedy Meds to start their quiz and get started right now. Quick medical disclaimer. Before taking any medications, please talk to your doctor to see if it's the right fit for you. All right, topics that I'll cover in this video. First, what is Remedy Meds? What do they offer? And who is it for? Second, how to get started with Remedy Meds. Third, tips for success if you're going to take GLP-1s, such as strength training and high protein meals, okay? I'm a certified strength and conditioning coach. My wife Tammy is a certified personal trainer and macro coach, so we know a thing or two about strength training and high protein meals and how to take care of our bodies. It's going to be really important if you decide to go with a compounded GLP-1 medication. And I'll give you a free way to set up your workouts in Chat GPT using AI, since this is the world of AI right now. And if you don't want to put that much work into it and you want a ready-made system, I'll recommend some strength training apps and maybe some high protein recipe apps as well. Remedy Meds is a telemedicine platform. It's all online. They offer compounded semaglutide and compounded tirzepatide. And word on the street is they're going to be offering TRT pretty soon. TRT stands for testosterone replacement therapy. All right, addressing the elephant in the room, which is the FDA taking compounded semaglutide and compounded tirzepatide off the shortage list. Basically what that means is big pharma companies like Eli Lilly have told the FDA that they could handle supply and demand for their name brand drugs, Zepbound and others, which means that the compounding pharmacies are no longer able to compound those medications and resell them. So here's the deal, right? There's still some brands offering compounded tirzepatide, even though they're not supposed to be right now. As of right this second, and this could change tomorrow or in a week from now, Remedy Meds is offering it. I'm not sure how they're doing it, but they are. And then the compounded semaglutide is going to be good through the end of May, is what I'm hearing from the industry. Okay, so if that's something that you're considering, again, you're going to want to check that out and maybe get it before that deadline kind of approaches us. Okay, as for the future, a lot of these brands, they're figuring out ways to kind of get around the patent right now, right? Whether they could add the B12 into it and still be legal to sell. I mean, there's just a lot going on right now, especially in the next couple weeks. We're going to find out a lot more about what's going to happen. Okay, that being said, Eli Lilly is starting to develop a platform where you might be able to get it there. I'm not sure if it's actually through insurance. I know there is a cash pay option, but every time I go onto their site, and they list the prices, it's just really confusing on how to actually go about it. And I'm sure it's very highly regulated, and it looks like they're using partners to get their medications. Okay, so something to consider for sure. That would be the actual name brand drug that Remedy Meds does not provide at this moment, but they do provide the compounded version, and 40,000 people over 40,000 people have used Remedy Meds up to this point. So they're obviously doing something correct there, right? Remedy Meds is for anybody over the age of 18, man or woman, doesn't matter. They're not specific to men, they're not specific to women, they're not specific to an age group. Just have to be over the age of 18. And you gotta wanna lose weight, and it has to be a good reason for you to lose weight. For example, if your BMI is over a certain threshold, you may qualify. If your BMI is below that threshold, you have to have other conditions that kind of restrict you from weight loss, okay? Their doctors will take a look at that. It's all part of their quiz. Once you answer the questions, their doctors then take a look at those answers, and then they kind of deem it and determine if you're gonna qualify for these compounded GLP-1 medications. All right, let's talk about my experience taking the quiz on Remedy Meds. I actually took it twice. I took it the first time where I was kind of fibbing, I guess you could call it, where I wanted to see what happened if I answered the questions untruthfully, and then I also took the quiz and answered it truthfully. So the first time I took it, I answered it in a way where I needed the medication to lose weight. I actually ended up going through the whole process. I answered all the questions. I was then brought to two options, compounded semaglutide and compounded tirzepatide. I actually ended up going and purchasing, because that's what happens. You have to actually purchase the medication before you get finally approved. So the quiz will pre-approve you, right? So you'll get a message, congratulations, you've been pre-approved for compounded GLP-1s. And then it takes you to the checkout. You would then check out. Okay, I actually purchased it, and then I went to the next step where their doctor then took a look. You get set up in their platform with the username and password. I ended up saying yes. I ended up saying, hey, I don't want the medication anymore, change of heart kind of thing. They did give me my money back. That was awesome. I thought that was that goes a long way. A lot of these companies, you just never know, right? And Remedy Meds is definitely a company that will give you your money back if you request it. Okay. The second time I took it, I answered it very truthfully. I'm somebody that does not need GLP-1 medications. I answered it in that way. And it actually came back with a pre-approval process that said, I'm sorry, you're not a good fit for this program. Again, I was very surprised by seeing that, because after taking many quizzes on many different telemedicine platforms in the GLP-1 space, I've never really come across that before. Usually it's just, you're approved.
Thing you have to do is contain.
I asked one of the members of the Remedy Meds team, I asked him what sets Remedy Meds apart from other GLP-1 providers. And here was their answer. They said, Remedy Meds offers a streamlined all-in-one service for patients seeking compounded GLP-1 medications for weight loss. Our platform provides comprehensive telehealth services. Patients receive unlimited consultations and ongoing support from a licensed clinician network credentialed in their state. Personalized treatment plans, individualized dosing recommendations based on medical evaluations. Direct-to-door delivery. Patients receive their medication conveniently from US-based compounding pharmacies. There are no shipping costs. Flat rate pricing. No hidden costs or unexpected price increases based on dosage changes. I also asked the Remedy Meds team, what were the biggest challenges that some of the customers are facing when on these GLP-1 medications? Here's what they had to say. Managing side effects, right? There's gonna be side effects involved with GLP-1s that you're gonna wanna be aware of. I suggest you do your own research on that, but just the most common ones are nausea, fatigue, or digestive issues that can occur. Maintaining consistency, sticking to a weekly injection schedule. I mean, that's very key. Obviously, you're going to be on a medication. You're going to want to stick to that thing, that whatever the doctor prescribes, okay? And it's a weekly injection, okay? If you were to do the oral version of the compounded GLP-1s, that would be an everyday thing, okay? So it's something you want to consider. If you don't want to do the injections and you want to do the oral, just got to understand that the injections is once a week and the oral is every single day. Another thing that challenges patients when on these medications is adjusting to their appetite. And the changes in appetite change tremendously because your appetite actually is suppressed. That's the GLP-1 mechanism, right? It's the hormone and the peptide that causes us to not want to eat. It shuts off the food noise, so to speak. What happens is, you have reduced hunger, and you just don't really think about food, right? And if that's the case, you got to make sure, and I'll get into this in a little bit, but you're going to have to make sure that you fuel your body with the right foods. All right, another question I wanted to ask, just because, hey, give me the stats on who's losing weight, how much weight are they losing? So I wanted to ask that and see how long it typically took for a Remedy Meds patient to actually lose weight based on their personalized program. Here's what they had to say. It's without to say, because it's very important to note this, that everyone's journey is going to be different. Because someone lost a crap ton of weight doesn't mean you're going to lose a crap ton of weight, right? So everyone's results are going to vary, and it just all depends. So you can't come into this thinking that you're going to lose this much amount of weight. At the end of the day, the GLP-1 will turn off the food noise. It'll suppress your appetite. And at the end of the day, for weight loss, it's just a calorie deficit. It's all it comes down to. You reduce your calories, you're going to lose weight. You increase your calories, you're going to gain weight. Last but not least, I wanted to talk to the Remedy Meds team and just ask them, hey, if somebody uses your service and it doesn't work for them, do they get their money back? Well, here's their answer. Remedy Meds offers a 10% weight loss guarantee after 4 months. If patients do not lose at least 10% of their starting weight after taking the medications as prescribed for 16 consecutive weeks, they are eligible for a refund of their membership fees for the first 4 months. And they also said, just so you know, the guarantee does not apply to patients who have previously taken GLP-1s in the past 12 months. What happens after you fill out the quiz, you pay for medications, and then the doctor says, yes, you qualify? Well, let's backtrack. If they say no, you don't qualify after the pre-approval, so in pre-approval they said you qualify, and then the medical doctor says no, you do not qualify, they just refund your money. You just get it back, and you go try to find another telehealth service that could actually approve you. And I suggest checking into Willow, Start Willow. I'll leave the link in the description box for that, because they pretty much prescribe it to anybody. I don't know how they're doing it, but they are. But if you do get the medication, right, if you get through the pre-approval and then you get to the doctor, they said you're approved, the next thing is they're just going to write the prescription and they're going to ship it right to your door. So you're going to get that medication to your door. It's going to be in a discreet box, which is good for a lot of people. And then you're going to get all of the directions and the dosing and all that stuff inside your dashboard, right, inside your member portal, where you could have unlimited access to their support team and clinicians, certified clinicians. You could ask them questions, they'll give you answers, they'll do it promptly. It's a very, very good service when it comes to support. Okay, every 3 to 4 weeks, those clinicians will review your specific case and they will recommend increased dosage or stay on the same dose based on your symptoms, based on how your body is handling the medication. Okay. That's going to be on them. Those are the experts in that field. All right, let's quickly discuss how you're going to preserve muscle when you're on a GLP-1. Whether it's compounded or name brand, it doesn't really matter. The biggest thing that's coming out in science right now, especially discoveries and a lot of studies that are happening, and really you'll see it. You'll just walk around your neighborhood or the ballpark or whatever, and you'll see people and you see how much weight they lost, and they kind of look like, oh man, I don't know if I want to look like that, right? And I'm not trying to offend anybody here. However, what happens when you're on these GLP-1s is you start to lose a lot of muscle, okay? And the way to preserve that muscle is to just adopt a strength training program. Okay, it's really that simple. Strength training and high protein meals. All right, so protein to fuel your body and fuel those muscles, to build the muscle, and then a strength training program also to build the muscle, to keep it on, so you have shape and size and that tone that you're probably going to want, right? And you're going to want to have long-term success. So you don't want to be reliant on these medications, lose all the weight, but also lose the muscle. And then as soon as you get off the medications, you're going to put that weight right back on because your appetite's going to go up and you're going to start eating more. So to really truly build successful habits, you're going to want a good strength training program. You're going to want good high protein meals. Okay. Now, the easy free way to do it, I mean, this will take some time and some effort, but you can go into Chat GPT, type in your height, your current weight, your goal weight, and just tell Chat GPT, hey, I'm going to be taking a GLP-1. I need a strength training program. Please design a 3-day per week. That's all you really need to get started. If you want to kind of ramp it up, you could go to 4 days a week, but 3 days a week is good to get started. Chat GPT will then give you a strength training program based on your current situation, your level of fitness. You can punch in any kind of thing that you want with Chat GPT with that. You can also say to Chat GPT to build me a high protein meal plan, right? And it'll spit back a bunch of information on that. Now, if you don't want to go through all that work, if you're a woman, I suggest the FHM Plus app. They do strength training and high protein recipes, all for women. It is the Fit Healthy Macros app. It's run by Tammy. She does a great job. Her workouts are already planned for you. All you have to do is open the app. You get science-backed workouts. And if you're a man, you could check out an app called Future Fitness that has personal trainers online. Again, these are apps that you could do the weight training from home, or you could actually take them to a gym and do them at the gym. So there's a lot of apps out there. Those are the two that I could recommend. Again, for women, FHM Plus, and for men, Future Fitness. I'll have the links for those in the description box as well. And if you happen to be in menopause, perimenopause, or even postmenopause, and you're still looking for a GLP-1, Remedy Meds isn't really a good fit for you, I highly recommend a brand called Join Josie. Join Josie is a brand that specializes in menopause. They take your needs very seriously for that stage of life. Again, link will be down in the description box for that brand as well. That's going to conclude this Remedy Meds review. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, please subscribe and hit the notification button on our YouTube channel. We do a lot of reviews, and we try to really keep it unbiased and really research focused. And if we don't like a certain brand, we review it. We will flat out tell you that. So hopefully you appreciate our candidness and our honesty. That being said, if Remedy Meds is the right choice for you after watching this video and doing your own research on GLP-1s and telemedicine services, go ahead and take that quiz. Again, the link will be down in the description box for you to take it. It'll go right to the quiz. You can take it, answer it honestly, talk to your doctor, see if it's a good fit, and good luck with your journey. If you have any comments or questions, please put them in the comments section.